Hello everyone, welcome back to the data science program. In this video, we'll be discussing about pattern problems in loops. And in the last two videos, we have discussed about loops, and we did a few practice problems where we did a few programs. And this is going to be the third and last video inside loops. So after today's session, you guys will have proper command on loops. So what we will do in this session is we will practice two pattern problems, and both the problems are different, and we will see nested loops. So without wasting any time, I'll just take you guys to the Google Colab notebook, and we will see two pattern problems. So these are the two pattern problems we will solve, and we will see the definition of nested loops. So till now we have studied about loops. So nested loops is whenever we have a loop and that loop is inside the other loop, which is the outer loop, is called as nested loop. So when a loop within a loop is called a nested loop. So suppose we have a loop for I in range, and suppose we are taking the range from 1 to 5, that means 1 to 4, and we have one more loop within this I loop. What I'm trying to say here is, suppose we have suppose we have one more loop here for j in range 1 comma 5. So here we have one loop which is the outer loop, and the other loop is the inner loop. So now if we try to print I comma j, so now what will be the output of this code? Here the output is going to be the combinations from the first and the second loop. I'll just show you guys. We will get 1 and the combination of 1 with all the numbers, then 2 with all the numbers. See, this one, we are getting this one. This is the outer loop 1, and this comes from the inner loop. Then we are getting this one. Basically we are getting all the combinations here. And same way will be seeing two pattern problems which comes under a nested loop only. So this was a short intro about nested loop. Now we'll cover two pattern problems, and that will give more clarity to you guys about nested loops. So suppose we want to print this pattern. We have a star here, and in the next line we have to print 2 stars. In the next line we have to print 3 stars, and so on, depending on the input the user is giving. So how to approach this problem? So here we have to use nested loops. First loop, I'll tell you guys how to approach in nested loops. So suppose you are going into a classroom, and you want to call each and every students. So whenever you are going into the classroom, that is the first loop, and whenever you are calling the students one by one, that comes from the second loop. Always remember this example, and you will have more clarity about nested loops. So you're going into the class, that is the first outer loop, and then you're calling each student one by one. So what will happen? So you're going into the class 9, and you're calling Rohit, Rohan, Ajit, whatever the name is. That means the first combination is class number 9th and the student, then class number 9 the other student, then class number 9 the other student. Same way we'll go into the other class number 10, and then Rohit, class number 10 and the other student name, like that. So the class is the outer loop, and the name of the students comes from the inner loop. So here, how to approach this problem? We want to print star. Suppose the user is giving us input as 5. That means we have to print 5 rows like this: 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, and 5 star. So what we have to do in the first loop, which is going to be the outer loop, what we have to get? We have to get the number of rows and in the second loop which comes inside which is inside the outer loop, that will give the number of stars that we want to print. So I'll just show you guys the code. And suppose first we will take a variable rows. Suppose the user is giving us int input, enter the rows. Okay, and always remember, now we have to see the outer loop. Suppose the outer loop is 5, so the range is going to be from 1 to 6. Same way here, the input is coming from rows, so the range is going to be from 1 to rows plus 1. So for I in range, and that is going to be from 1 to rows plus 1. Suppose the user is giving us the input as 5, so the range is going to be 1 comma 6. 6 is not included, that means 1 to 5. Because we are taking the input from the user here, we are giving the range from 1 to row plus 1. This is going to be the outer loop, and the number of the example which I have given you earlier, the number we are calling students one by one. Same way here, we want to print the number of stars. Just think of these stars as the names of those students. We are calling those names one by one, same way. So here we will take one more loop for j in range, and we will take this range from 1 comma, I'll just explain why I'm taking this one, and I plus 1, and now see why I'm taking this 1 and 1 plus 1. See, this will show us the number of rows. Suppose the number of rows are 6, so we are taking the range from 1 to 7, that means the number of rows. Here we want to print the number of stars, so initially the I value is going to be 1. So in the first we are printing 1 star, that means 1 comma 1 plus 1. Initially I value is 1, that means 1 comma 1 plus 1, that is 1 comma 2. So 1 comma 2 means 1 star, because 2 is not included, so 1 comma 1, like that. So we are printing 1. In the next iteration, the I value is going to be 2, so 1 comma 2 plus 1, that is 3, so 1 comma 3, that means we are printing 1 and 2 stars. In the next iteration, the I value is going to be 3, so 1 comma 3 plus 1, that is 4, so 1 comma 4, that means 4 is not included, that means 3 stars. So same way we are printing. Now what we have to do here is we have to simply print stars as strings. So we are printing star, and see, if you simply print the star, we won't get this output. I'll just show you guys what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say here is you have to give this end value equals to this, because see, end value we are giving as separation. Otherwise what will happen, I'll just show you guys directly only. If you don't give this end value, and if we simply print we won't get. See, if you type 5, here we have 4, so we will just give 4 only, just to have clarity. See, we won't get this pattern if you directly give stars. If you directly give the string, see what happened here is we are getting 1 plus 2 3, 3 plus 3 6, 6 plus 4 10, so we are getting 10 stars here, but we want to get this pattern. So what we have to do here is we have to give end value equals to separation. See, end value equals to we have to give this separation sign. Still we won't get this pattern. So what we now, these stars are separated, and now after printing this one star we want to go into the next line. After printing these two stars we want to go into the next line. For that, what we'll be doing here is we'll give one more print value, and that will come under this outer for loop. So this print we have to give. If you give this print value, and now if we try to print, we will get this exact pattern. You can give see, it's taking a bit of time, so it doesn't matter. Now we will give 4, so we will get this pattern. Now we will get this pattern. See, we are getting this pattern. You can give any input according to your choice. We will give a larger number. Now if suppose we are giving 25, so we will get 25 rows. See, we are getting 25s like that. This way you can by using nested loops, you can print these types of patterns. So that's about this question. I'll just give one more input, which is going to be a small input only. I'll give 5 only. I will give 5, and I will show you guys. I don't know why it's taking a bit of time. Like my internet is a bit slow, I guess. So see this, that's about this problem. And now we will see one more problem. Here we have to print this pattern. Here we have to print this pattern. So sorry about this. Yeah, here we have to print this pattern. So how to approach this problem? Same way, we are going to use we will use nested loops here, and here we don't have to use 2 loops. We will be using 3 loops, and I'll show you guys why. So first of all, we will think how to approach this problem. See, the pattern which we want to print here is we want to print 1, then 1 2, then 1 2 3, 1 2 3 4. But after this 1 2, we are reducing the number. After 1 2 3, again we are reducing the number to 1. 1 2 3 4, 3 2 1. So first we have to since it's a complex problem, we have to simplify this problem. So suppose if we want to print 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 like that. For that, what we have to do? For that, same way, we will take one variable here, row equals to, we will take the input from the user, int input, and then again we will take input, enter the row number, enter the row number, we will take, and then yeah, now we will take the first for loop. See, this for loop, this is going to be the outer for loop, and this is going to be for the number of rows we want to print. This is going to, suppose the user is giving us 1 2 and 3 and 4, 1 2 3 and 4. So suppose the user is giving us 4 as input, so we will get this output. So the number, for the number of rows, we will take this outer loop. Suppose the user is giving us the input as 4 for I in range, and this is going to be from 1 to row plus 1. See, suppose the user is giving us 4 as input, so we will take 1 to 5. That means 5 is not included. And now we got this number of rows. Now we want to print 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. We have to simplify this first. We forget about this part where we are decreasing the numbers. Initially, just think of this problem as 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 like that. So now for that, what we have to do, we will take one more loop which is going to be inside this I loop. So for j in and this is going to be for a range, this is going to be within the range of 1 comma I plus 1, same way we did it in the previous problem. So and we will provide this. So now see, when the value is during the first iteration, when the I value is 1, we have, suppose the user is giving us 4 as input, so we have 4 rows, and in the first iteration the I value is 1. So for I value equals to 1, we have 1 comma 5, that means 4 rows, and when the I value is 1 in the first iteration, j is going to be 1 to 2, that means 1 will be printed. In the second iteration, 1 comma 1 plus 1, that is 2 plus 1, that is 3, that means 1 and 2. But what we, in the previous problem we have printed stars, the number of stars. Here we want to print numbers. So since these numbers are j, we can print directly j here. See, for j in the range of this, that means if you print j directly, that means whenever when the I value is 1 comma 2, that means if we are printing j, we will get this one. In the next iteration, 1 comma 2 plus 1, that is 3, 1 comma 3, that is 1 and 2. J value is going to be 1 and 2, so we will directly print j, and we will give end value equals to this separation, as we have discussed in the previous problem, because we will get those numbers will not be those numbers are not separated, so we are giving this end equals to separation, so that all these numbers are separated. So now we got this 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. But what about this these numbers? After 2 we are reducing the number, after 2 3 we are reducing the number, 2 2 1, after 1 2 3 we are reducing the number, 2 4 3 2 1. So how to approach this part? For that we will take one more for loop, and that for loop will be under this I for loop only. That for loop is not going to be under this j loop. This next for loop is just like brother only, brother of j. That means for j and for k both are like similars only. So what I will do here is I will take one more for loop for k in range, and this value is going to be from I minus 1. I'll just explain, to 0 to minus 1. See why we are using this expression. See, suppose we are printing 1, so for j 1 comma I value is 1, so 1 comma 2, that means 1 we have printed. But this part I minus 1, that is 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 to 0 is 0, and we are going downwards, so we don't have anything to print here. In the next iteration we have I equals to 2, so I 2 minus 1 is 1, 1 to 0 is 1 only, and we are going downwards, so after 1 2 we are printing 1. In the next iteration, when I value is 3, I minus 3 minus 1 is 2, 2 to 0, that is 2 and 1. That's why we are using this expression to when we are reducing these numbers. So that's the expression for reducing the number after a particular number. So we are using these 3 loops. This I is the outer loop, and this j and k is the inner loop. So now we will print this k, and we will give end equals to separation, and just to change the line, because we will get everything in like that, So we have to we will get everything like that. So we have to go into the next line. After printing 1, we want to go into this line. After 1 to 1, we want to go into this line. So we will take one more print, and that print will come will be under this for I loop. So we will take one more print simply, and now if we run this cell, we will get the correct output. See, here we are having 4 rows. So suppose we are giving the rows number equals to 4, then we will get this output. We will get this output. See, we are getting this output. You can give any number of rows according to your choice. If you want to give larger input, you can give 10. Just give 10. And now if we run the cell, we will get internet is a bit slow, so sorry about that. But now if we run, I don't know why it's taking time, but eventually we will get the output. And just yeah, see, if you give 10 as the output, we are get, see, this first for I loop is for the number of rows. So we are having 10 rows, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. See, this j value is for 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 5 1 2 3, like that. And this k value is for after this 2 1, after this 1 2 3 2 1, when we are reducing these numbers up to 1. So that's about these pattern problems. Sometimes these pattern problems you might not be able to understand, but it's sometimes you will feel like these problems are complex problems. But if you take your pen, if you take pen and paper, if you solve these problems on paper, and then if you try to code, you will be able to solve these types of problems. So what I'll suggest you guys is just practice 5-6 pattern problems, and you will be pretty much comfortable in these pattern problems. So that's about loops and nested loops. We have covered every topic inside loop. So that's about this video. Thank you for watching.